is Christmas in July. Hey everybody, it is John the Comic Guy. And what do I mean by Christmas in July? Well, I decided to make a separate video of the books that John Tudor and I traded for. So John just took off, and now I wanted to show the goodies that John and I traded for a couple of weeks ago from the collection he bought. Before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Steve Ramsey. Steve Ramsey 6562, because he asked me, he said that he is into vintage robots and collects them, and he would love to see some of the robots in my collection. So before I start with the goodies that John and I traded for, and again, I want to give a shout out to John as well. I appreciate him, despite the fact that he's my buddy and my best friend, to come and do a video with me. But Steve Ramsey, 6562, I'm going to show you every so often one of the toys in my collection. And today, I'm going to show the Boxer Robot. It's a 1970 Ding-a-ling by Topper Toys. So I love this. This I've had a couple of, lost them. I've done some pretty destructive stuff with robots at one time, but I love it. I found that at a yard sale, a garage sale, or estate sale, and I had to pick it up. But I like these little Ding-a-lings. So today's robot, Steve Ramsey, is my Boxer Robot from Topper Toys, 1970. I'm curious about some of the robots you got. So, okay. So now, to follow the Christmas in July theme, first I'm going to talk about some of the comics that I bought, or I traded with John with the intention of reselling. So these first few books are books that we traded. And by the way, it is always good to trade and refresh your inventory. So if you're a dealer, please make a comment and let me know, do you agree? Letting inventory get stale, and inventory can get stale after 2 or 3 months, right? People pick through it, but then you have suddenly another dealer, they come by, they'll trade with you, and then they start replenishing some wall books, they replenish some of the inventory. It's just, for a dealer, it's healthy to constantly churn, right? You don't want to have the same stuff. Otherwise, people really have no reason to come and visit you. So the first book that I got from John is this Silver Age Green Lantern. Again, I have a better graded copy than this. So what I'm going to do is, Green Lantern's typically not one of the books that I will keep multiple copies of. So because I have multiple copies of this, and I'm keeping the better condition one out and see for this one. This one will be, I'll probably put it on my wall. I love obviously Silver Age DC, Marvel, really Silver Age anything is great. I like this one. Look, this one is in amazing condition. It's The Secrets of the Haunted House #2. Wow, is this in sweet condition. I have been asked by a lot of people for Bronze Age horror. I think this falls in that category. I'm almost tempted to keep this, though. I got to tell you, with the skeleton cover, the purple pops, and this is in sweet. I would argue to say it's in a 9.0, maybe 9.2. It's a near mint copy. You got to love that. Okay. Some very early Bronze Age Iron Man. I love it. At one time I would consider the 15-cent cover price as Silver Age, but I think I realized that was out around in the 70, 71, which really falls more into the Bronze Age. But I love the 12 and 15-cent superhero books. Well, if I really want to be honest, I love the 10-cent superhero books too. But this is a pretty nice copy. I actually have the full Silver and early Bronze Age. So any Iron Man that is a 12-cent cover price to 15-cent cover price, I have in my own collection. I love Iron Man, and mine happens to be in better condition than this. But every so often, people are asking me for Iron Man, and again, his movies are great. Robert Downey Jr. did a great job, but this is in pretty nice condition. So, Iron Man #37 being added to inventory. Some more pretty nice Silver Age DC. Mystery in Space #103. Very cool cover. I like it. Bizarre Heroes Born. I like it. Great looking cover. And then here's Mystery in Space number 70. Again, it's not in terrible condition. So Mystery in Space is really not one of the titles that I personally collect. So that's not too much money for a nice 10-cent DC Silver Age book. I like it. Adam Strange, really great. Okay, now that was all the books that I'm adding into inventory from the trade. Now, you want to see Christmas in July? All right. So these are the books that I'm keeping for my own collection. Supervillain Team Up number 1. This is not a high grade copy. I would say this is probably a 4.0, but I like it. I've had a copy. As a matter of fact, for all I know, this might have been one of the copies that I traded to John, but I saw it. It was a part of the trade. I'm going to keep it. I press it and put it in Mylar, but for now, I'm going to keep it. It is in my inventory, in my personal collection for now. Here's another book. I would say this falls under the category of it really has no monetary value. I've had dozens of copies. As a matter of fact, I probably have one in inventory now. I'm sure I do. And it's probably in my 3 for $10 boxes or maybe $5 boxes. But this one was in nice condition, really nice condition. Probably a 9.0, 9.2. Has so little value, but for now, I'm going to keep it. The Thing number 1. Sometimes you just got to keep a book, and I find that a funny phenomenon that sometimes I'll end out keeping a book that I actually have in inventory and I've sold dozens of copies. Rom is another one. Relatively, it's not that valuable, but this is a pretty decent condition one. I would say this is probably a 5.5, estimating maybe a 6. But you know what? I've sold a lot of copies. This was in a trade with John, and again, he's my brother, right? He's my buddy. For now, I'm going to keep it. I just appreciate trading with people, and for now, after I press it and put it in Mylar, I'm going to keep it. It's my own collection, and ultimately, I may sell that because Rom is not one of the titles I typically collect. But what are you going to do? Okay, I've been getting, and by the way, I have not paid for or seeked out a single issue of this title, and I have a run of like over 25, 30 issues now, but Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos number 69. It's a lower graded copy, mid to low grade, but it's new to my collection. And again, I have not ever gone to a store, gone to a convention, gone through a collection and said, ooh, I hope they have Sergeant Fury's, but hey, Nick Fury was a pretty big part of the MCU. I enjoy his books as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., so at this point, I'm keeping his Sergeant Fury books for my own collection for now. And who knows, maybe if I fill it out more, I'll sell it as a collection. I don't know, or trade it to somebody. Here's issue number 28. Again, it's a lower grade copy. So at this point, I don't even want to call it a mid grade. It's a low grade. It's probably like a 3.0 or something. But again, it's not like I paid anything for it, and it's not like I seeked it out. This is the oldest copy of them I have. Sergeant Fury number 8. Again, lower grade. Matter of fact, I think the cover might even be loose on this. So what is it, 2.0? But again, issue number 8. It's Dr. Zemo. I'm happy to add this to my collection. Now, this I love the series that Tom King wrote. Wow, does he write great book? Like the miniseries, or the maxi series, a 12-issue limited series of The Vision. I thought it was great. I also loved his 12-issue maxi series of Mr. Miracle. I just love his writing style, but I do like the Bronze Age of Mr. Miracle. So I'm always looking for a better copy of issue number 1. But this was in the collection. I really like Mr. Miracle. And again, a part of it too is I think he looks so cool, and I like him. I like characters with capes. Again, Spider-Man is my favorite, but when somebody's wearing a cape and it's cool looking, sometimes I got to keep it. So I like Mr. Miracle. So if anybody's out there and they want to do some trades with me, I do. I'm a fan of Mr. Miracles, the Bronze Age collection. I have all of Tom King's books. X-Men number 80. Again, these are pretty mid-grade condition. I like that cover. And again, I like the Bronze Age. You know, Bronze Age is good. I always go for. I guess this is totally obvious. I love the Golden and Silver Age, but you know, I like me a good Bronze Age too. Here's X-Men number 81. Again, quite a nice. This is a decent condition one. I would say this might be a 6.0. So a nice mid-grade copy for me. X-Men number 95. I think this might be the third appearance or the second appearance of the new X-Men. I think it's the third appearance. But again, this was a decent condition. I pressed it. This copy in particular had a spine roll, so had a pretty bad spine roll. Again, you know how I clean out and I press my books. The spine rolls are irrelevant to me. I press that right out, and it is beautiful. So X-Men number 95. I guess we would really call it. This is from the Uncanny X-Men series. This is a beautiful copy. This is actually an upgrade to me. So Iron Man number 41. So before I showed you an Iron Man that I was adding to inventory, well, I also added my old copy of Iron Man number 41. So this, for me, was an upgrade. I would say this is a 7.0. It's not a super high grade copy, but it was in better condition than the one I had. So anybody, if you guys are coming along and checking out books in my garage, you're going to see an Iron Man 41. That was from my the old one from my collection. So I am happy about this. And again, now my final comic to show is kind of following the theme Christmas in July, because John didn't, this was not a part of the trade. He didn't charge me. Another book that he just gave me, because we're brothers, right? And I put this in a comic capsule, and I did my own custom label. So again, I don't know, man. I'm an emotional dude, right? So when people are giving me stuff, I get kind of emotional, and I appreciate it. Dealers, I think, are just always used to handing out cash, buying stuff. Trading is fine, but very rarely are people so kind to give you stuff. And one of these days, I'm going to show you one of the books that Ryan, my Spider-Man brother, gave me. Because again, so infrequently do people actually gift me stuff. So it touches me. And John had some extra of these from the collection, and he just gave it to me. So look at this. Venom Lethal Protector number 1. This is 9.6. There is a ding on here that it doesn't break. It doesn't break the color, but it's a pretty big ding. This is kind of the harder cardboard cover. I'm not going to press it out, so it's a 9.6. But look at that. It's in a comic capsule. Look at the label. Am I not getting that labeling down? Right, so Christmas in July, everybody. Happy holidays to you. I think I'm going to go in my pool now. But look at that. Venom Lethal Protector. John, again, I want to thank you for coming earlier today to do the dealer Q&A with me. Thank you for your very, very generous gift to me. I really do appreciate it. And everybody, I want to thank you for joining me on this. If you like the content, I'm going to ask you to please hit the subscribe button. As you can tell, we're pumping out content. Believe it or not, I have 5 videos that are just stored up, ready to be dropped. It's just, I don't want to put too many out there because I think people are going to get oversaturated. So I kind of pace it, but I'm making videos as I'm with friends. I'm making videos as I think about topics, and I think it's just interesting. So I hope you enjoy the content. Hit the subscribe button, and I thank you so much for joining me. Happy holidays. I'll see you soon.